Welcome to the Know. I'm Turney.
And I'm Haddock.
A Hollywood hospital has paid a ransom of $17,000 in bitcoins to a hacker who took control of their system.
Wait, so you're saying that a hospital paid thousands of dollars for a service that probably only took a few minutes? Oh, there's no irony there at all.
No way. Salt in the wound, guys. We'll have a nurse put a Band-Aid on that for $900.
Yeah, the actual hack happened a couple of weeks ago when the hacker used malware to infect Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center's computer systems, locking them out until they'd paid the ransom of 40 bitcoins.
Since then, hospital staff has had to go old school with their record keeping, resorting to pen and paper logs, as they were unable to use any of their computers. According to the CEO, the quickest and most efficient way to resolve the issue and return to business as normal was just to go ahead and pay the ransom.
It's probably way cheaper than hiring some more IT staff. So they were able to restore all their systems as of this week, thanks to help from security experts and the hackers not totally screwing them over after they paid, I guess.
Yeah, there were reportedly no patient care files compromised during the attack, which simply placed an encryption over the hospital's files, locking staff out. The money paid and the ransom gave them the key to unlock the encryption.
Damn! So, no juicy Sony level gossip is gonna come out of this. No drunk celebrities gave themselves embarrassing injuries.
Opportunity wasted? Yeah, exactly. The script says opportunity wasted, but really fucking good. You shouldn't know anything about anyone else's medical files. The FBI is now involved with the case, but given their recent record with encryption, they probably doesn't lead any amount of comfort to us. In fact, they even said that when it comes to ransomware in general, it's probably just best to go ahead and pay the ransom. That's real comforting.
Ransomware is a thing now?
Yeah, oh yeah. Get your latest ransomware, girl.
Yeah, you could just pay Apple to break the encryption for you. So this is unfortunately just more proof that the entire medical industry is woefully behind in terms of cybersecurity. Last year, 1 in 3 Americans had medical records compromised, and since 2010, there's been over 158 medical institutions who've reported being victims of hacking.
Good God. Once again, making you wonder why we even bother protecting any information ever anymore. This is in addition to medical devices being identified as the biggest cybersecurity threat in the coming year. Pacemakers, surgical robots, drug infusion pumps.
I was so convinced that it was drug infusion pimps.
Oh,
I'm not totally sure what that would be, but yeah.
That would be pretty cool. All the stuff people rely to live.
Yeah, so according to experts, the security of biomedical devices is at least a decade behind. Most of them only have passwords set by manufacturers which cannot be changed by the user. The manuals for these passwords are easily obtainable via download, so, how's that for a nice refill of nightmare fuel?
God, ransomware attacks are increasing in general, but Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center is probably one of the most high-profile attacks we've seen in the last couple of years. Typically, these attacks, which encrypt your files and lock you out of your computer in exchange for a ransom, of course, involve a fee of around $300 to $500, considerably lower than that $17,000 seen from this hack.
It's probably because hackers have found a new low enough price point for people to pay without reporting it to the authorities because they're either scared or embarrassed about it happening to them. And again, if the FBI's advice is just to pay the damn money, why would you do anything else?
Exactly. Other security experts beg to differ with the FBI, which really should be no surprise. According to one cybersecurity expert, Rahul Kashyap, you should absolutely not pay the ransom money. That, in his mind, only pays for more malware, which just extends the cycle.
But when even law enforcement is paying ransom money, then it's kind of hard to argue the point. You see, police departments in Massachusetts, Tennessee, and New Hampshire have all been hit with ransomware and paid it off.
Regardless of the differing advice coming from all over the place, the technique seems to be fairly lucrative for these hackers. Some experts estimate that the crypto locker attacks of a couple years ago netted hackers $3 million total.
Security firm Symantec puts that estimate of $3 million as conservative, judging that it's probably as high as $5 million and maybe even more than that. That number will only continue to grow, especially now that we've had a higher profile hack that resulted in 17K changing digital hands. And not only that, but the number of devices that we have that are connected to the internet are increasing.
Yes, the Internet of Things. So if you're unfamiliar with the concept of the Internet of Things, it's just the goofy term that's been given to the crapload of ordinary stuff we buy now that wants to connect to the internet.
Your toaster, your fridge, your thermostat, your sex toys, all of it is connecting via your home network, to the point where it's estimated that every single home will have more than 50 connected devices by 2020.
I will never let my sex devices connect to the internet.
You say that now.
My internet goes out too much for that. All right, let's be honest. Given the current state of cybersecurity, it's just more shit for people to hack. Pay us a ransom or freeze out your house, or spoil your dinner, or turn off your sex toys.
Hackers always forcing us to go back to old school. So, is there any actual hope for cybersecurity?
Well, not to be a stick in the mud, but it's not looking promising in the near future, guys. With so many devices connected to networks, the onus really should be on manufacturers consumers to ensure that their products are reasonably secure.
But without any major regulations laying the groundwork for security standards, you cannot rely on corporations to keep you protected. Currently, government agencies and health institutions are the primary organizations that have actual legislation about security, but the language in those regulations is vague at best, calling merely for reasonable protection.
In recent years, several cybersecurity laws have been proposed in Congress under a variety of names, like Obama's executive order improving critical infrastructure cybersecurity, or the Senate's Cybersecurity Act of 2012, neither of which passed.
Yay. Our government can't really agree on a good balance between its own role, national security, personal privacy, and business interests, which comes as a surprise to nobody.
Absolutely. But fortunately, it's getting more attention now than ever before. Hopefully, we can find a good solution that doesn't equal less privacy for everyone.
So in the end, the best way to protect yourself from these kinds of attacks, regular backups that aren't attached to your computer or in the cloud, a solid password strategy, the usual.
No big deal. Seriously, people, backups. It's the easiest way to lessen the damage of something like this, next to, of course, burning down all of your electronics and moving out to the wilderness.
Or just front the cash.
Yes.
I got that sweet YouTube money, baby.
I love that, especially coming from you.
Yeah,
I never host this shit. So what do you guys think of this hospital paying off its ransomers in Bitcoins? Would you pay a ransom if you got hit by a ransomware attack? Don't admit that publicly.
Yeah, but for more on the latest cybersecurity news or your latest helping of cybersecurity nightmare fuel, like this video and subscribe to The Know.
Yeah, Eddie's gonna hack people. That's why he was like, so would you
This
be
is all
willing?
R&D.
I don't know if you would. How much would you be willing to pay? I don't know.
Maybe this is a whole new insurance industry. The hospitals now can buy insurance.
Oh, on like a cyber hacky thingy.
Send us a nickel for the idea.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. And also, don't hack my sex toys.